Hello everyone, this is John Crate and we are back in Shadowrun Dragonfall. Still experiencing a few technical difficulties with this game. I can't make it like I can't put it into this like it's in a window right now. I think it's just showing it fully for the stream. But like on my monitor it's in a window, which is weird. I can't seem to fix that, but we're gonna see what we can do here. I'm not sure how long I'll stream. I'm not feeling super great today. Like I said, we're probably going to have to go through a little bit of the dialogue again. So I'll try to make that quick. Yeah, we're right. We're all the way back here. Okay, that's... So we already got through this. Told him all the details. Now he's telling us about Green Winters. Okay. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. It's clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he had led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to grab it. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on him, and we need it fast. There's a man here in the Cruise Bazaar, a Turk named Atug Barakazi. Atug Barakazi. He owns a small soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Kresve. This man is also a purveyor of information. Do you think he knows something about Green Winters? When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Winters, I contacted Atong. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I do not trust the man. Let's see. One second. Mittens. Okay. Sounds like you were going to throw up. Oh, you're just going after my clothes? Okay. That's okay. Good key. Okay, it sounded like Mittens was throwing up, but nope, she was just kind of not sure what she was doing. Okay. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Altug and see what he knows about Green Winters. Very well, tell him I sent you. I'll do what I can to dig into the information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Got some karma. And there's a dog. We can talk to some people here. Okay, so what kind of weapon do we want? Like, so last time I did rifle. probably up some of these skills first. Gonna equip lightning barrier. We got one more, so we can put a ranged thing. What kind of thing do we want? How about... How about a shotgun this time? So let's talk to Mr. Amsel again. Not yet, no information. What do you have to say, Dietrich? Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there's still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. John, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. We've got a fallen comrade to drink to. Let's see. Sure. Prost. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle and then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, John. What made you come to Berlin? Let's see. I have my reasons. Such as? Come on, boss. I'm just trying to figure out who I'm working for here. I think I deserve to know that much. Let's see. It was time for a change, that's all. Oh, come on, boss. Nobody moves to Berlin without a good reason. Let's see. You must know I came back for Monica. Well then, I'm sorry for your loss. Even sorrier, I mean. If a man can be such a thing. A look of profound sadness crosses Dietrich's face, and he takes another long swig of the bottle. Ah yes, Monica. He raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he turns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship? 1 second again. Mittens? Seriously, Mittens, what are you doing back there? What are you doing? Okay? Are you even the one making that noise? What are you doing? You look okay. Well, now I'm not sure what she's doing over there, but... Okay. So what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. Why do you want to know? Monica was my friend. I cared about her. I don't know. I guess I just want to know... I just want to get to know her better. There are some areas of her life that have always been a mystery, and if you could shed any light on them, I'd be appreciative. I knew Monica well enough to know what you mean. She did have a mysterious way about her. So what was the deal between the two of you? Don't leave me in suspense. We were friends. Right there with you, I'm privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you were here with us. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. I can still talk to him? What do you have to say now? No, he says we can talk later. Dante! It's a dog. As you step towards the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh, shit. Dante. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amsel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. That's when I realized something bad had happened. You see his intelligence and sadness in his eyes. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratch him behind the ears. I guess the dog is going with you, John. Well, perhaps part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you finish with Altug, mein Freund. The luck he can help with... Yep, I know. And now I think we should all take a moment. For Monica. Okay, here's the asshole. Something I can do for you, fearless leader? See, you're wrong about me, Iger. I intend to prove that to you. Best of luck with that, John. Now, please, leave me alone. Something else I want to say. We need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me like this, John. One of these days, we're going to hash this out. And you can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends. But it won't be today. You owe me an apology. You had no right to call me out like that in front of the team. You want to step away from me, John. Right now. Fine, whatever. Eat a dick. Hey, Glory. Glory is beautiful in a waifish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy. But there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware from head to toe. She looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of bone and skin. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon. But Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. John, can I help you? Let's read her aura, sure. Without shifting your attention away from Glory, you allow your consciousness to partially slip into the astral plane. As your third eye opens to the hidden world around you, you feel the familiar tingle of dormant senses awakening. The room that you're standing in slowly shifts to match its true nature. A lifeless expanse of gray, ugly, and cold. Your own body, however, explodes into a swirling chaos of scintillating color. As the astral plane shimmers into view, you focus on Glory. You can still see her with your corporeal vision. Her delicate frame, the bulky cyberware that breaks her silhouette, the faraway look in her eyes, but laid over the top of her physical body there's a slight shimmer, an aura, damaged though it may be. The chrome that Glory is sporting has really done a number on her. Whatever she may have been before she went under the knife, her aura is now reminiscent of the room she's standing in, a cold, dead thing, mockingly sculpted into a facsimile of life. Somewhere within that mutilated aura, a shred of humanity awaits, but finding it isn't going to be easy. Suddenly, Gloria's body language changes. The look on her face is somewhere between suspicion and alarm. I got something in my teeth? You're staring. With an aura this shredded by cyberware and surgery, it's going to take a minute to gather any useful information. Let's see. Continue reading her aura. Just trying to figure you out, Glory. You've got a lot going on beneath the surface. I imagine we all do, yourself included, and yet you don't find me gawking at you. As Glory speaks, you continue to focus, sifting through the void left by her vintage chrome to find the tatters of her original essence. Finally, you catch a glimpse of color, a flash of her true self, and behind it, something else. In a reflexive panic, your third eye slams shut. The hidden world of the astral plane disappears from view, but an afterimage of what you saw remains, twisting in your mind. Glory is, or was, magically active. The shred of her essence that flitted past your vision left you sure of it. What's more, you'd wager that she had some real power once. Terrifying power, of a sort that you can only guess at. All of this was surprising, but it was what you saw behind her aura that chilled you to the core. There was something connected to Glory's essence, a metaphysical tether stitched into the fabric of her soul. It reminded you of a leash. You can't say for sure what was holding the other end, but whatever it was enormous and ancient and cruel. And you can't shake the feeling that, as you looked into it, it stared back at you. Trembling, you find yourself back in the mundane world. Glory is still staring at you, her neutral expression ever so slightly tinged with annoyance. We need to talk about what I saw in your aura. I knew this would happen. Look, my aura is my own business and none of yours, understand? Let's see. Agreed, but the thing I saw that was tied to your aura is as much my business as it is yours. It saw me, Glory. It saw you? That's what you're worried about? You'll be fine. Want to know a secret? It's been watching you for your entire life. You just never knew that it was watching until now. Some of us have bigger problems. For some of us, it takes a more direct interest. But I fixed that problem years ago. She had the vintage chrome that riddles her small body. The interest is still there, but I can't do anything about it anymore. Not unless I let it. So drop it, okay? She paused for a moment with an authoritative expression on her face. Look, I understand that you're trying to help me, and I appreciate it. I do. But I'm not ready to talk about this yet. Maybe when we know one another a little better, okay? Until then, just give me my space. Can we talk about something else? Oh, okay. I'm guessing this is my stash. So I have a rifle, but I'm not going to probably use it all that much. And we're going to go after the... What weapon did I pick again? Oh, I didn't. Whatever, let's go dodge. Get an extra dodge, that's important. So it looks like I want to go this way. It looks like the dog is coming with me. There's apparently nothing useful here. Outside now. So that goes to the U-Bahn platform. Who are you, Lane? Let's see. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch under one arm. His body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. Do I know you? If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You one of hers, then? I'm John Crate, by the way. Good to meet you, John. Name's Zaleski Lane. What's your place in the cruise bazaar? No place, really. Just an old relic rusting away. Something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. How'd you know? It was written all over your face. I had a feeling, besides. Monica almost always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now you're here in her place, so she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? We lost her. Griswold nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetics complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that's a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. Samuel... what was his name? The sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is a kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, elf. Can I help you with something? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it you run a charity of some sort? Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the cruise bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 associated orcs and trolls from all around the cruise bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are an inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Breckenbauer. So, now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Let's see. Does that mean other races aren't welcome within your organization? That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orc and trolls of the Cruise Bazaar deserve a workplace where they will be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? It is. You're feeling a vital need in the community. Thank you for saying so. Now, if there's something else that you can talk about, I'd like to talk about your organization. Of course, please go on. Accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them, truth be told. People seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are on providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated, and new blankets go a long way towards keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250 new yen, we could make the purchase. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. How much do I have? Okay, well I have... Okay, so, that's how much I have. Yeah, I can spare him that much. I got you covered. That is incredibly generous. Thank you. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. With this donation, you have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I will put your contribution to work stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Please do not downplay your contribution. You've shown kindness at a time when few others will. That means something. It means a great deal. Are you accepting donations? Not at the moment, friend. I'm still working on putting the money that you've already donated to good use. Give us some time and we'll set a new goal. But for now, spend the new yen on yourself. You deserve it. Got you covered, my man. Especially because I've got this data that I think I can... that hopefully I can find someone who will buy. Statue. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold, Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach it, a small, grimy monitor in the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Statue name. This is my tribute to Victory, the victor of anarchy. It is both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history trids as the Sieg Salu, or Gold Else. Installation history. Isn't it obvious? The Sieg Saul, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits. So someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I mean, what more is there to say? I am the visionary Herbert Kunzel from the Lundwormer. You might know me. You might know me from... Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for yet. But I intend to change that. All art is born from misery, after all. A phone rings. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Sure, let's pick it up. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice began speaking almost immediately. The Schockwallenreiter's contract for this keys is no more. John Crate is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line for this keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Who are they? The Schockwallenreiter is fighting for the freedom and liberty of information in Berlin. The F-state manages many things, but information remains controlled. The corporations keep any information they can under lock and key, silencing indiscretions and silencing the truth. Our goal is to liberate this information so that any who wish to access it, so that the F-state can regulate itself based on truth. We are simply a collective like-minded... Okay, I'll continue listening. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought-after information returned to this location. I'll keep an eye out. Okay. Fun. You don't want the information that I collected? Oh, hey. I can talk to Simi now. Come here. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior. She says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see to them. 7 what? What do you have to care for? The captain's children. The Mother Superior says there are 7. She says I'm to be governess of the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and any number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. The story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife, and the children their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen the captain? Do you know Monica? Monica? Is she one of the sisters at the Abbey? No, wait. Monica. Flicker recognition fights through the haze. Yes, Monica. She's good to me. Brings me food to eat and tea to drink. Something happened to her. Despite the woman's persistent delirium, she seems to glean meaning from your tone. She died? I'm sorry, she did. The girl grips her head with claw-like hands, tugging at her hair as if she might pull her brain out through her skull. I don't like this, but I can't switch it off. The girl's frail body shudders and her eyes grow large, but she does not sob. Instead, she smiles a sad smile, which looks to have been worn all too often. She will go to heaven. She told me it is a place for good people, stillborn babies, and childhood pets. And she was a good person. The girl then begins to mumble to herself while fingering the hair that covers the jack on her head. Yes, good, I need to rejoin the children. This is a cyber clinic. Hopefully I have no reason to go there. Who are you? Zack Flash. Or just Zack. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. The track marks line the crooks of his arms and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freund. Are you here for some magic? Because Zack Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your magic man. Are you a street mage? Street mage? Me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He flashes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood and the magic in these bags, but you won't catch old Zack studying any spell books. What do you got? A little bit of everything. If you got your Zen, I've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro, and your Nova Coke. If you want it, I've got it. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. Let's see, what's the deal with a special concoction? His grin broadens even further. His mouth is disturbingly large, and there's something menacing about the sight of those 2 white teeth. This is the real deal, chummer. A proprietary blend, designed and delivered by yours truly. Pharmaceutical-grade kamikaze, cut with genuine spirit residue from the tear, and then mixed with my secret blend of herbs and spices. He produces a small packet filled with an iridescent purple granules from the pocket of his dirty jeans. You want to get high? Buy some Nova Coke and throw yourself a party. But you want to soar? You get yourself some flash. What's up with the bandages on your hands? He snorts out a short burst of laughter. He waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, Shummer, nothing much. Tussled with a spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are very spiritual people. Oh, come off it. Elves are not, on the whole, any more or less magical than anyone else. I'm in a position to know. Oh, come on, stop denying yourself. Embrace the power inside you. You've got the mojo just like me, and accept it. Between you and me, my mojo is stronger than any corp wageman's. Take these rat scum bastards at as technology. They cast spells all day and all night, right? Fire this and lightning that, just tossing them around like candy. Right? Well, me, I'm just doing my thing. Not casting spells. I'm storing up my energy, saving it. Can you imagine how much magic I have? I don't think that's how it works, Zach. Trust me, friend. I have secret knowledge. Like I said, it's in the blood. Examine his ears. I don't have that. I'm guessing he's not a real elf. I gotta run. Gunari Metbach. What do you do? The Romani Patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Tavern Boxdale Elf, you're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Metbach Arms and Ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. Let's see. Can you tell me about your inventory? I have weapons from all across Europe. Ares, Seska, Fischeri, you name it. If it can be found on the continent, it can be acquired by Metbach Arms. Talk to me about Metbach Arms. And I don't discuss family matters with customers, let alone strangers. It is nothing personal, but the answer is no. Understand? Understood. You show me respect. This is good. Now, unless you'd like to take yours elsewhere, let's get back to business, eh? Show me your inventory. Well, I don't need a weapon right now. In fact, I still haven't decided what weapon I want. I need someone who sells spells is what I'm looking for. So I can get a healing spell and probably some other stuff. Okay, that goes back down the same, well, maybe not the same place, but a similar place as the other one. Was there anyone in here? I guess I didn't quite... I don't think I went all the way in here. Nope, no one to talk to. This does look like a... No, it's not a dead end. Not entirely, anyway. Oh, that is... I can't go through that gate. Okay, back down this way, please. Malayat Hoyley. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trid screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Welcome to the data heaven. How can I help you with something? I'm just browsing. Yeah, I don't need tech. This looks like the magic place. Talismonger's shop. His name is Absinthe, because of course it is. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes you catch your breath in your your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous and impossibly green. As she looks at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello and welcome to Algernon's. Perhaps I can help you with something. Algernon, huh? As she smiles at you, her eyes fixed on yours. A curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, and the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. I guess I have to look deeper. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as if you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly, you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body getting buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. I've been robbed. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands beside him, her expression one of embarrassment. Welcome back, friend. What was that? What just happened? My fault, and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes, but there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to stand in the corner for a while. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I am Algernon Halfdream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you'll find only the finest and magical paraphernalia. Tell me, how may I serve you? I have a question for you if you don't mind. You're in luck. I have a great many answers. What kind of magic do you practice? Shamanic? Hermetic? Personally, the true kind. But I sell goods tailored to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. So what's your story? Have you been in the cruise bazaar long? I have many stories. Stories of dancing spirits and raging dragons, of unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All of these stories are true. As for the cruise bazaar, I have always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It is a simple life, but a good one. What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She is nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. And her eyes? I believe they suit her personality. Now, is there anything else you need to know? What are you selling? Let's see. I should probably get the apprentices. Oh, wait, do I have it? What am I wearing right now? Apparently nothing. So I should probably get that. These all require spell casting. Shaman. Air barrier. Slow. Oh, can I not have a healing spell? Heal wound. Requires spellcasting 2. Well, I should probably get some sort of spirit. Give me a fire and an air. Just in case I need them. Okay, this is what I have. Oh, okay. Yeah, confirm, I suppose. I don't have any other spells, unfortunately. she doesn't want to talk right now. Hey, David. What do you got to talk about now? A pair of round eyes peer at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of the Cruise Bazaar's street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Ahoy, John. Have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for you. Afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. She's dead, isn't she? I'm sorry, kid. We all are. I'll just tell him it was quick. Yeah, look, I think I want to be alone right now. So, I guess we got to go into the cafe. Jan Goldschmidt. Hello, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its owner, a deep, booming roar dripping with unrestrained mirth. Fine day for a soy calf, yes? Certainly is a view from the back of the store. The voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt's upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. All-tongue, my friend, you are as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind, once again the shopkeep cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeep clasps his hand together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. With luck, you'll be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Let's see. Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altug, who in turn hurls more insults. And thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Altug? 2 years of soy calf and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy. And Altug makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Till next time. Menu board. Today's special is caramel soy calf. Well, Altug. Dante, I'll fetch his water dish. And perhaps a coffee for our friend here? Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers, and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I am always happy to provide. Let's see. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now, Herr Winters, I believe. I want to hear all about it. Ah, yes. Yes, of course, O wise one. Kami, come. Come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Baragazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask. But I would be most appreciative of your help. It is no trouble at all. This errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps in Berlin's fiber optic network as part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access to all who live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough. Yes, it is a simple job. Time-consuming and a bit tedious, perhaps, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back here when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time you return, I shall have the information Herr Amsel requested. So he said one was outside the was just outside the cafe. Oh, is it this? No. There's one. Here's one. What's this? Dancer's bag. Tip the dancer? Sure. Why not? Oh, here's another one. This is the one that he was talking about, I think. See, as you are resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Sure, let's listen. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out two distinct voices, a nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard Monica. Need to verify. Good for us. Sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop minutes later. Think our next step. Wait, isn't it ready to make a move yet? Be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more... See, more conveyor belt. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Keep listening. See the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. Guten Tag, may I help you? I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. Hear the sound of the door opening again and the machinery. You can't make out anything more. Okay. Fun. Back to the cafe, I guess. Let's see. Welcome, honored Effendim. Welcome. And how can Barakazi serve you today? Finish your little trifle. Very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Effendim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tadimer used to say. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. There's more. I listened on the tap and heard something. Might be important. Oh, tell me, O listener of the keyholes, what did you hear on this surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased Monica was out of the picture. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. She was drowned out by heavy machinery. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I'll have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Very interested in this, so let me know what happens. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. Let's see. The menu for Herr Amselunkel. Cammy hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fraulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Because he gives Cammy a small nod and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information our Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Okay, back to the safe house, I guess. I didn't find anyone to buy this information. Ooh, everyone's in the room together. Is there anything new to talk about? No, everyone's just kind of waiting for me to talk to Paul. John, did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Alta. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what this agent has to say. Navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. He scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flip back and forth. Bergazzi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of keys called Dragonfall. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonfall. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Just a moment, Iger. He rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that John is the right choice to lead this team. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable, but we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Words are measured by expression. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge. Again. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? John is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He let us out of there in one piece, making him your golden boy. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? It's what Monica believed in. I guess voice tightens her remote, her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where that got her. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place in a Shadowrun. What can we say? What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. John, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather he take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. Let's see. I have no quarrel with you, Iger. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back, and he lets out a growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. For my part, John saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, this means I follow his lead a while longer. Corey's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment. Therefore, I trust in John's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. John will take Monica's place as the leader of this team. Let's see. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. That's big of you. He looks down from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante, then she sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. John takes the lead then. Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed. I have transferred the information that we received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, John. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Kaipa. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. The U-Bahn it is. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Doc's office at the Cruise Bazaar. I didn't see a Street Doc, because I should probably buy some more med kits, although I don't particularly have the money for them right now. Oops. Anyone have anything new to say for this? You should probably be getting ready for your trip to Death's Castle House. Time is short. I'd like to ask you about another member of the team. If you have questions about your teammates, I'd recommend checking your mission computer. I know that Monica wrote dossiers on each of them. She'd be the best qualified to tell you about their capabilities anyways. Got a question for you. What can I tell you? Let's see, I need to stock up on our next job. As luck would have it, there are a variety of individuals within the Cruise Bazaar who can help you with that. Some are even reputable. Is there a decent talismonger? Okay, we were there. Could you tell me about some of the other people around town? Where to begin? Samuel Breckenbauer is a good man, perhaps a bit xenophobic, but this is to be expected. He stands up for the rights of the goblinoid races, the orcs and the trolls, yes? They have been more vilified and victimized than any of the other metahuman breeds. What is important is that he is a leader and a healer, and that he helps his people. In the soy calf shop, you will find Jan Goldschmidt. I tell you that you will find him there because he never seems to leave the place. Every time I go in for a coffee, he's there, sipping on soy calf. Beyond that, I cannot say what I think of the man. He's a jovial sack of fat. Perhaps if you speak with him, you can learn something more. Where can I sell pay data found on a run? Check the Shadowlands BBS on the mission computer. Okay. So hopefully I can sell it there. Hey, Dietrich. Anything? Okay, doesn't look like anyone's got more to say. Well, let's get over here to the computer then. Read up. Let's see. You have 0 unread messages. Check your inbox for new messages. You have no unread messages. Read your old messages. Hello, Ace. The screen flickers to life and Monica's face appears. Her hands are on her hips and she's wearing a wry smile. Hey, Ace, if you're reading this, it means that I've either died or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to retirement age. In any case, I'm sure you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man, and he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One last thing, Ace. Iger might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a better reason to than because Monica said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera, then returns her attention to you. The image is uncannily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. Open... Here, let's access this one. Post pay data for sale. Okay. Killer in Seattle? Oh, this is from the last game. Yeah. Who is Blutz? I think that's the name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dogger just trashed my land trid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed over his cartoons getting canceled. Just a bunch of garbage files all over my disks, and I'll be cleaning them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you are allowed to deck in this town. Step up your security. Write some white ice programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours until next time he tries it. Just make sure that your ice is quick. Heavy-hitting ice is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder, a fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis. Always running, ACW? Like clockwork. If you two are finished, I did have ice on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my land, and they left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box, and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowrun's isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're going to learn. Open the jobs directory. You all impending active jobs. Completed jobs. There are none, okay. Team personnel files. Hot Amsel. The image of Monica appears on the screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. He's more than that. He's more to me than that, of course. But that's neither here nor there. The image winks back off the screen. You find yourself back at the menu. How about Dietrich? Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have on your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iger or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich. Just a good, reliable guy. She speaks again, you can hear a hint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. Glory! Glory! Our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think that I'll ever really know her. Somehow I doubt that anyone will. On an operational level, Glory's solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her razor hands. And when her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory is a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark, but she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with the medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries. In our line of work, that's a luxury. It's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it. I'm not sure that her cyberware... And I'm sure that her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. Iger. What to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid, I suppose? Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables, she wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Gloria and Dietrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps pushing all the same. One of these days, this situation is going to come to a head. I just hope that doesn't happen soon. John Crate, my secret weapon. I've read enough of John to know that he's trustworthy. Good in a fight, too, but beyond all of that, it's just good to see him again. There aren't many people left from the old days. Far too few. And John, well, he was always the best of them. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before John gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but is what would be best for the team. So hopefully that data sells so that we can get some money for med kits. Okay, so that wants me to go there, but then what's this arrow? Or was it just telling me to go to the computer? Which I did. Oof. Okay, I think that's about all I can do for today. Let's save. Looking at the screen isn't helping my stomach, so I think I'm gonna have to call it there. So hopefully we will get back to this later, and we will track down Green Winters. So, and we gotta find the street dock, since we didn't yet. So, as usual, this is John Crate signing out.